Welcome to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com. Do want to do a quick recap of the Miami Dolphins, who have won 3 in a row, 4-4 now, defeated the New York Jets. And man, let's not make no mistake about it, okay? Let's be clear. The Jets definitely, didn't help themselves here. The Dolphins didn't dominate the Jets. The Jets didn't help themselves at all. Plays, Fitzpatrick throwing 20 feet over receivers over their heads. 20 yards too far. Taunting penalties. Offsides. They fumbled the ball 3 times. Luckily, they recovered those 3 fumbles. Penalties galore. 2 players, because they are consistently late to meetings, don't even play in the first quarter. So the Dolphins didn't dominate this game, okay? And I see a lot of the Jets. And the Jets coming into this season was, they were almost in the playoffs last year, just missed it. They were supposed to improve, be this big, strong machine, and it just hasn't worked out. And part of it, obviously, it's definitely through coaching, and there's just a lot of turmoil going on with the Jets. But they played sloppy. So, both teams played sloppy, for that matter, okay? So, let's not make any mistake about it. The Dolphins won, but through the help of the Jets. And at this point, you have to agree with me that Ryan Tannehill is not a top-tier quarterback, and I say it week in and week out. However, he is able to be a system quarterback as a game manager in Adam Gase's system. He had a stat line of 17 for 28, 149 yards. Believe me, nothing impressive about 149 yards. I was on my fantasy team, by the way. I won again, 7-2 now. Ben Roethlisberger didn't feel good enough to start him. Andy Dalton was on a bye week. I had to pick up Tannehill because he was the best option what was out there, and that's not saying much. Scored me 9 points. Fucking 9 points, man. But anyway, okay. Tannehill and Gase's system, that stat line of 17 for 28, 149 yards is not going to blow anyone away. At this point, he doesn't need those high stats to necessarily make the team win. No, thanks to the J train coming aboard the last couple weeks. Tannehill was able to avoid any huge mistake, assist the running game in moving the chains, convert critical third downs. That pass to Damian Williams on a wheel route converted a crucial 3rd and 9 to set up Miami's 2nd touchdown of the game. So that was a key right there. Make no mistake about it. Ajay is making this game for him a lot easier for Tannehill. Okay, without him, I don't know how this team would be doing. Tannehill still managed to take what the defense gave him. He did well to avoid pressure, even used his legs to give him more time to set up plays like that deep pass to Dominique Jones. The J train obviously is the focal point on offense. And it's chugging along, moving along. He didn't eclipse that 200-yard mark for a 3rd straight week. But he did produce 111 yards, 24 carries, including a 20-yard touchdown run. Ajay, he struggled to find running lanes for a large portion of the game. And the Jets are good against the run. At one point, he only managed 30 yards on 14 carries. But give it to the coaching staff. They never lost faith in him. And they continue to give him the ball. Eventually, the lanes opened up. And from there, Jay took the game over. He had 4.6 yards per carry. Wasn't exactly breathtaking. But it was more than enough to get the job done. He had a late 20-yard run to put the game on ice. You're looking at the wide receivers. The game has shifted. The offense, obviously, as I've been saying throughout this video, has shifted from the passing more to the running. The wide receivers were pretty much invisible for most of the day. He gave Tannehill very little to work with. Kenny Stills really didn't do much. He left the game early due to illness. But when you look at the other two that Miami has, Jarvis Landry did keep the offense alive, for some key first downs. But little impact, 3 receptions, 33 yards. Devontae Parker only had two catches for 8 yards. Pitiful. Dominic Jones, he did shine though. He did shine. He took advantage of the injury to Jordan Cameron. Who knows if this is the end of Jordan Cameron's career? Who has, it's been disappointing with Jordan Cameron and then stay here with the Dolphins. The linebackers, though, man. The linebacker corps led by Alonzo. Now they've held their own in the previous 2 victories. But they took a step back, I think, this week. The unit as a whole still struggles in open space, especially when Alonzo, isn't at the top of his game. Jenkins, in particular, missed a number of, one-on-one tackles. He has to improve in coverage. Paysinger, he was decent at wrapping up tackles, but struggled in taking down Matt Forte in space, sometimes not even getting contact, throughout the game. But overall, if you look at this game, the Dolphins, they don't destroy their opponents. And you might say that really doesn't matter. The J train has emerged last couple of weeks. It's now the focal building block. The defense gives up plays on account of its flawed and short-handed depth chart, but they do generate turnovers and maintain composure when it's needed the most. The big concern for me is if the Dolphins could win on the road. All 4 wins have been home games. Nonetheless, okay, the Dolphins are 4-4. They're in the wild card hunt. Is it too early to say that? Maybe that's just the fandom in me coming out. Yes, though I'm critical of Tannehill on this team, I'm just being realistic. But through and through, I am a Dolphin fan. But I think they're in the wild card hunt, and that definitely gets me giddy. Hope all is well. Look forward to speaking to you soon.